Hey guys, it feels so good to be back. I don't know if you guys watched my last video, but I did say I was going to be gone for just over a week. So I got back home 2 days ago, and can I just say I'm so backed up on releases that I need to review. I probably have at least 5 videos that are coming to you pretty shortly. I'm gonna try to get them up as quickly as possible. I do have some plans this week, but I will do my very best. So we're gonna start with the new release from Glaminatrix. This is the Barely Basic palette, and I really wanted to get a video up with this before I left, but I simply didn't have time. I have filmed one look with it that I want to show you as well, but we're gonna do 2 looks in this video because simply, like I said, I have so many releases I need to get through, so yeah. I'm going to do a look with you on camera today. I'm going to show you the look that I've already done. This palette is available already. I don't know if it has sold out yet, but usually Glaminatrix always has like a pre-order, so I'm sure you'll be able to get your hands on this if you are interested. I do have an affiliated code with the brand. It's just Annette and it will save you some money. I think it's just Annette. Maybe it's Annette. No, I think it's just Annette. It'll be down below in my description box as well as a link to the palette if you want to pick it up. But I'm excited to show you another look with this. I've had so much fun with this already. Like I said, I filmed one look and then I did one look off camera that I also really enjoyed. I forgot what I even used. I think I used this shade and this shade or something like that. Like I did a super easy look and the first look that I'll show you after I use some of the neutrals. So I want to play with mostly these 2 rows today, and I was thinking maybe I could do a bit of a halo eye, which isn't something that I do very often, but I think it could be kind of fun. So I think what I'm gonna start with is I'm gonna do this shade in my crease and then do this to like deepen up the corners, and then do the iridescent green shade in the inner corner. These iridescent shades are so beautiful. I love that Glaminatrix put a whole row of iridescent shades in this palette. If you don't own any of these palettes from Glaminatrix, they are all magnetic, but the pan sizes are smaller than your regular pan. So just something to keep in mind. Personally, I love that because I don't really ever go through eyeshadows because I have such a big collection that I don't mind when something is smaller and you can get it for a cheaper price than if all of these were, you know, like full-size eyeshadows, because honestly most of us probably don't go through eyeshadows that quickly. So I would rather have more options and have the palette be a little bit cheaper than, you know, have to pay more for like full-sized eyeshadows. So I'm gonna start with priming my eyes. I'm still using my DD Signature eyeshadow primer. I do have a new release from DD Signature that I also need to review. It has been revealed if you want to check it out on their Instagram. I don't know if they revealed everything yet, but I'm excited, but that doesn't launch for a little while, which gives me time to make content with it, which is good. All of the other things that I've gotten into my collection, I think have already launched. I don't know, I'm gonna have to look at the dates and stuff like that. I want to do a video with the Artitude Cosmetics palette, which is so beautiful, and maybe that will be my next video. I also got the new collection from Flower Nose, which I'm so excited about, especially since I wasn't really able to do anything with their last collection that I also got sent in PR. So I really thought that like that would be it, that I wouldn't get any more packages from them, but I'm so grateful. So I'm definitely gonna do a full video with their full collection. It is so beautiful. I cannot wait. So like I was saying, I want to do a halo eye. I'm gonna start with a shade called Pumpkin Spice. Honestly, I think I like this palette more than the Nearly Natural palette, which is one of my favorite palettes in my collection. This one is definitely going to be up there. Like, this color store is so beautiful. I love that it's colorful and neutral at the same time. Like, you can do fully neutral looks, especially with this row right here, even with some of these like more warmer tones, but I like the inclusions of the sort of mauve shades and the greens as well. I think all of these just go really nicely together. I'm gonna start with this shade right here in my crease. I'm just gonna take that on a fluffy brush here. This is not going to be very precise. I'm just gonna put some of this into my crease. Mostly focus it like in the middle of my crease because, like I said, with a halo eye, I do want the darker portions to be in the inner and outer. I don't do a lot of halo eyes, but when I was getting my memory card for this, I had to format my card and I had to make sure that I wasn't deleting anything that I had on my card that I needed to use for a video or something like that. And I saw a look that I had done quite a while ago with one of the Nomad palettes, and I did a halo eye in that one and I really liked how it looked. So I was like, you know what? We're gonna do another halo eye today because why not? So this is just going to be a very basic transition shade. That is actually a really pretty color, and I think it's going to go nicely with that green shade. So I'm going to switch to one of my Rephr 13s, and I'm going to grab the shade called Hall, which is the dark green shade. And I think this is going to turn out really good. So I'm gonna do this on the inner and outer portion of my lid. I'm not gonna connect it in the middle. I don't like doing that with halo eyes because I find that with my eye shape it just looks a little bit better when I leave it open. I definitely could have gone with like a full green halo eye as well and done like a green in my crease, but I really want that iridescent shade that I'm putting in the middle to be the star of the show, and I think it really will be when using a little bit more of like a muted crease here, but this is working really nicely. This shade is performing so well. I think maybe I pulled it in a little too much on this side because I wanted this to be like in the middle, and I'm not sure if it is. It's pretty close to being in the middle. I know halo eyes always tend to look a little bit crazy before they're done, so just sort of trust the process on this because it does tend to look a bit messy before you finish it off. So I think I'm gonna call this good for now. We're gonna go in with the shimmer shade and then just sort of see how it's looking after, if I need to do any more blending and stuff. So I'm gonna grab the shade, which is the green iridescent shade. This one is called GRWM, which obviously is Get Ready With Me if you've been on the internet at all the past couple of years. I'm gonna spray this a little bit with some Fix Plus. I'm gonna spray it instead of using my glitter primer because I do want to make sure that I get a good blend between the shimmer and the matte, and sometimes when you use the glitter primer it's not that easy to get like a good fade. So I'm just gonna put this basically all in the middle of my lid and also blend it into both sides here. Probably gonna have to go back over it again with a little bit of the darker shade, but I do want this to be very prominent, and I really like how that looks. Like, that is such a pretty shade. I'm such a sucker for an iridescent like multichrome or duochrome or anything like that. I just think that they're so easy to work with, and they're just like, they make every look so much more interesting. Also, I did post a new video on my fashion channel yesterday. I will link that down below if you want to check it out, but I do hope to spend a little bit more time on that channel and try to grow that now that I don't really have too many plans coming up and I should have more time on my hands to do YouTube stuff. So I do think that I want to put more time into that channel. Not that I'm going to like leave this channel at all, but fashion is something that I've always been really interested in, and I think that even though it's a very oversaturated market, just like, you know, the makeup community, I think there's space for me too. You know, like, I think I have something to offer, hopefully. So yeah, I'll have a link down below if you want to go check it out. I don't even think I'm gonna go back in with that darker shade, but I am gonna take some of that and run it underneath my eye as well, just so I can connect the outer corner. I really don't want to wing this out at all. I want this to be a very just kind of focused look on the top, and then just gonna run this all the way on my lower lash line with a small brush here. Yeah, I think this is looking very nice. I'm just gonna finish off with some eyeliner and some lashes, and I think that's gonna be it. So here's the completed look with lashes and all of that on. Doesn't really look that different. I kind of wish I used some bigger lashes, but I think these are good at like showing off the actual eyeshadows, so in that sense I think it works out pretty well. Let me go ahead and show you the other look that I have done with this palette as well. I said in the beginning that it was mostly a neutral look because I just wanted to do something pretty quick that day, and also I just have a thing for neutrals lately. I can't help it, you guys know that. So I really wanted to test out some of them, and I absolutely loved how it turned out. I think that there's something about neutrals that just make me feel really pretty, and not that I don't feel pretty in colors as well, but there is something to be said for not having something that's so bright and in your face, but still something that shapes your eye well and just makes you look, I don't know, more, not flattering, this is not the word I'm looking for, but just like, I don't know, there's something about neutral looks that just makes me feel really pretty. So that's what I wanted to do, and I was really happy with how everything performed. I think that this is the good, if not like amazing quality that I'm used to from Glaminatrix. I don't think that I've had a bad palette from them ever, so if this is a brand that you've been eyeing that you haven't tried yet, I couldn't recommend them enough, honestly. I think that from the very beginning, they have had a really nice formula, but they've also come such a long way in the sense that their formula has changed over time, but I feel like for the better. And it used to be a little bit harder to work with because all of their mattes were so intensely pigmented that if you're not used to working with very colorful, like very pigmented shades, it wasn't that easy. But I think that now that they have found a place like sort of in between where the shades are pigmented, but they're still easy to work with, easy to blend out. You can share them out if you want to. And I just think that this is a formula that probably everybody is going to enjoy. I just think that it is very well made. It's very, you can tell that this is like their formula, you know? Like I feel like with other brands, sometimes you're like, some brands have similar formulas, and obviously there are brands that are private label that maybe they use the same manufacturer, but I feel like with Glaminatrix, you can really tell that this is their formula because it is distinct enough from other brands that I feel like if you gave me, okay, this might be a bold statement, but if you gave me 10 different matte formulas, I think I could pick out which one was from Glaminatrix. Don't make me do that because I don't know if I could, but I feel like I could. Anyway, I think this is a really, really good palette, and if you like this color story, if you like this palette, if you just like Glaminatrix, I mean, you're gonna love this. So I'm gonna keep this review pretty short and sweet, and I knew I was going to have a good time with this palette because I like the color story, I like the formula, and I like the looks I've done with it. So yeah, super, super fun. If you want to see some more Glaminatrix content, I do of course have a long playlist. I will put that up on the screen, and if you're new, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video, which will be very soon. Bye.